open up a different book. Sheesh, this one's pretty thick too.
What is this? Some kind of old manuscript? Oh, I'm in great shape at least. How come there aren't any practical skills in the primary exam?
I give up at the endless list of formal sentences and plop onto my bed. The comfortable feeling of my pillow slowly lures me to sleep.
Oh, yeah. So sleepy.
It's no use. I know when I'm beat. The simple questions for the police employment exam are too tough.
Master would totally ace the written exams too. I mean, he'd make it to the top easy.
Akihiko? I remember declaring to Akihiko-san my dream to be a police officer when I got to see him again during the incident the other day. Why a police officer? It's simple, really. So I can protect everything I care about. Things like my family and friends in this town itself, where I have so many good memories of growing up. Yukun's gone back far away to the city, and since Yosuke decided to go to college, he'll eventually leave Inaba too. Rise-chan and Naoto-kun will probably have to do a lot of traveling in their work, and even Yukiko said she might go do some innkeeper training elsewhere. Kanji-kun supposedly up in the mountains in search of dyes and cooking wood, I think. Wait, that part about the cooking wood seems off. Even if we end up separated, it won't change the fact that we can always come back here to Inaba. That's why I'll protect this town. That, I think, is the real strength everyone gave me.
Alright, I'm gonna become a police officer. No doubt about it. If Master's at the top, I'll work my way up to his level.
You want to bone Akihiko more than Mitsuru does. And that's why I can't be bummed out, just because I'm stumbling a bit over subjects I'm not so good at. I lightly slap both my cheeks to wake myself up and get a second wind, and then I jump out of the bed and head back to my desk once more. These sample questions are a tough enemy right now, but the stronger the enemy, the more a true fighter welcomes the challenge. Once I become a police officer, I'll bust up bad guys at crime scenes one after another.
Master, I need to be on the streets, not behind a TV. Ah!
Akihiko-san, a government official with the police, will be my strict but kind boss. These fantasies. Well, I bet if a case comes up, our ace detective Naoto-kun will help us out in the investigation. Yukun and the others will be amazed at how I take care of business. It's kind of embarrassing to think about that, though.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
She really is fantasizing about being with Akihiko, though. I was just kidding at first, but... this is Naoto. Sometime after the Golden Week incident, I was in the drawing room of a certain dummy company in Okina City. To the public, it's merely a small publishing company, but in truth, it's been rented out by public safety to serve as a base of operations for administrative police activities carried out in secret. Jesus, don't give me enough time to read. Though at times I cooperate with them in investigations, I am still an ordinary high school student. Since I'm only an outsider from the police's perspective, it would cause too much of a stir for me to come in contact with public safety at regular police stations. This, in other words, is one of the few places I can be at ease. I've come here a number of times after that case and grown acquainted with some of the part-time employees. Given my position, it may be dangerous to get too close to public safety, but the relationship is extremely useful as a source of information. The fact that it's a pipeline I established myself undoubtedly gave me greater confidence as well. Upon hearing the details of this case, the man from public safety is lost in thought for some time, but then he tells me with some chagrin that the secret inquiry from the Kirijo group is concluded.
You probably believe that this investigation is about the potential dangers of the Kirijo group, but that's not the truth. It was ordered by top public safety officials who aren't keen on Mitsuru Kirijo's influence. They're trying to find fault with her to rein her in.
Really
Then,
now?
were these top officials dissatisfied with my report?
Oh, your report was detailed and accurate, but that was too fair for their liking.
Are you asking me to report a distortion of the truth?
Don't glare like that. The officials used Kirijo's disappearance this time to order an investigation on the Shadow Operative's facility.
And?
Yes, I know about that. I'd heard from my friends.
But these investigation results aren't what those at the top hoped for. If this continues, they may abandon rational judgment in their desperation.
In other words, you think they would begin to suspect me as taking sides with Kirijo?
Yes, but that's not what we hope to see happen. In all honesty,
Oh man.
enabling their power struggle has no upside.
There's
for
still
our
many
organization
things
at all.
left to do in this universe. I wonder if Persona 5 will be tied to it at all.
That's why it would be less than ideal if you lost favor with the top officials and became unhireable.
I understand. Though they're all part of public safety, you're saying the top officials and the on-site investigators have different views.
That's the nature of the beast. You have my permission to continue visiting this place from now on. So, I ask that you play along this once.
Permission to continue? So, you leave a thread for me to follow while telling me not to get too involved. A bit self-serving, wouldn't you say?
That's the point.
A harsh assessment. Both the inner truth and the outer veneer matter in society. That's how it is.
I was only joking. I thank you for your generous consideration.
I give a bow and leave the room. When I step outside the building, I see a clear blue sky spreading overhead. I take a seat on the bench that catches my eye. The afternoon sunlight, just now beginning to heat up, shines down on me. It's been a while since I've had time such as this with nothing pressuring to occupy me. This case forced me to think about several things. First, shadow-related incidents are not limited to the Midnight Channel. Second, the Shadow Operatives, the only organization that can counter those threats, are in a politically unstable position. Finally, there may be more powerful remnants of earlier research like Show somewhere.
This bears further investigation.
Since I am both a detective and a Persona user, there should be truths that only I can unearth from my unique position. The scope of this investigation will be vast, and I may no longer be able to remain in Inaba. But no matter what kind of physical distance I put between myself and the friends I made here, our hearts will never be apart. Having made my resolution, all I must do is make the first move in my investigation.
It seems I'm about to be very busy.
These epilogues are so long. Jesus.
Alright, that must be the place.
A few days after the incident during Golden Week, after coming to Okina City, I find what I'm looking for and start walking towards it. What am I looking for, you ask? The sign for a cram school. So I decided to go on to college after graduating from high school. I know I'm off to kind of a late start, but that's my fault for ignoring my guidance counseling results.
Thanks to this case, I feel like I'm finally prepared to face my future. It's like I finally made a breakthrough.
A breakthrough?
When I was chatting with you while reflecting on the case, he gave me this puzzled expression where I started talking about this stuff. I told him vaguely about how I couldn't muster up an interest in the future since we'd all been going our separate ways, because I'm having so much fun with my friends here and now. It came off a little unfocused because I tried to cram in everything I wanted to say at once, including how this isn't because I'm unhappy with the way things are.
I kept wondering if there was any way I could spend my time with everyone forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that that's just running from reality.
Everything in this world changes, and that's what makes it interesting. These bonds we have will keep changing too, but that doesn't worry me like it used to. No matter how far apart we may be, no matter how different the paths we take may be, I rely on everyone, and I want to be someone everyone else can
That's
rely
why
on.
for now, I'm focused on finding a big project that won't bore me until I die. First, I'm gonna go to college and expand my horizons. I guess for how long I thought about it, it's a pretty standard path.
Oh, I think that's just like you, Yosuke.
I was gonna say, for Yosuke, that's a pretty big step. That's what my partner said after listening to my endless spiel. He might be right. Taking time to consider things must be important too. And so, after picking up the application for the cram school and coming back home to Inaba, I'm now taking drastic measures at Yomino Bookstore. In front of me is a shelf of study aid books, and all around me are serious-looking guys I'm hesitant to talk to.
I have no idea which ones are any good.
Huh? What are you doing, Yosuke? The shelf with the nurses is over there.
The guys picking out study aid books immediately stare at me as Teddy's voice pierces the quiet of the store. Come on, give me a break. Why not have to run to Teddy here?
I'll stay over here for today, thanks.
Hmm? Oh, you're looking for camouflage. Something to hide your...
Oh my god, Teddy. Jesus, you have no filter, man. Teddy proudly rushes over to the certain corner I always stop by. Feeling everyone's heated stares at me, I grab Teddy by his collar and make a dash out of the store. Ugh, damn it, I wonder if maybe Junez will get some study aid books in stock. Damn, Teddy, that's messed up. Who's left? Is that everyone? No, Rise? Oh, it's actually Teddy's.
Lacking a bit. It should be more showy, extravagant, all out. I feel like I'm on a roll.
I go on decorating with splendid watercolored signs, which give the impression of the blue summer sky and shining star decorations too. On top of that, I made the mannequin sexy too to better fit the summery theme. As I'm nodding at my awesome display, Yosuke's making a beeline right toward me. I bet he's surprised at my utterly perfect display skills.
Yosuke, what was that for?
Shut up! What about this is perfect to you? It looks like a midsummer swimsuit sale.
Oh, now that you mention it.
Oh, that's all you can say? Listen, this is supposed to be a section for elegant summer clothes for the early season. So why set up a swimsuit sale, huh? Stop changing
Jesus
things on your own.
Christ.
Oh,
Only Teddy,
Sensei
man.
will come back once summer comes, right? My mind is already in full summer mode.
You're jumping the gun way too much. Don't drag our store into your shenanigans.
You say that, but aren't you curious too? Don't you want Yuki-chan, Chie-chan, Rise-chan, and Nao-chan to wear these new swimsuits as soon as possible?
Trick question.
Well, sure. But wait, we weren't talking about me.
Oh, I know. When Sensei comes back, let's invite Mid-chan and her friends to the beach.
Oh my
Mitsuru's
goodness.
and her friends, huh? Oh, they're regular working folks. I mean, they're a special unit, so I don't think they could just...
Yosuke, the game will end if you give up. Just imagine what they'd all look like in swimsuits.
Oh my god. Never change. Oh, they actually imagine it, yes! Of course, there'll be Chie-chan, Yuki-chan, Nao-chan, and Rise-chan. And on top of that, the beauties of the Shadow Operatives, led by the glamorous Mid-chan in a grand gathering. Even I can't help but get excited at the thought. Oh, that look on Yosuke's face means I bet he's gonna get a nosebleed soon. Yosuke sure is easy to read.
Look, that doesn't change the fact that it's way too early for this. Hurry up and get the display how it's supposed to be.
No! I will staunchly protect my paradise!
Your
Of
weird
course.
paradise has no place in our store! If you don't hurry and fix this, I'm docking your pay!
This
Again?
is tyranny! Utter totalitarianism!
No. Too much. I think Rise's the only one left now. Yep.
Well then, let's start from Act 3. Ready? Go!
Look, a white bird. Could it be the same one we saw together last summer?
Who cares about birds right now? If there's something you want to say, then say it.
Oh, she's acting now?
Please don't be that way. I trusted in you. I believed in our promise that we'd come here on this day. So why...
Being in
why
a
did you
cheesy
bring
Japanese
her?
drama.
I feel like an utter fool.
Rise-chan!
Inoue-san's voice echoes across the quiet rehearsal room. She's already told him that the rehearsal's a little behind schedule.
Inoue-san, we're still rehearsing here.
Oh, sorry. Please forgive me.
Inouye-san quickly apologizes and bows to everyone. I bow to apologizing to the actor I'm rehearsing with and the director for holding up the rehearsal.
Kuchikawa, it's time. You're free to go. Everyone else, take it from the top of that scene.
Huh? But...
Go on or they'll yell at me. The promise was we'd do this without getting in the way of your other work. So, I mean, your acting was great.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
What do you mean, anything else?
Anything I should work on?
I just told you that your acting was great. You're rushing this too much. Well, I don't know.
Just wanting to kind of be like Hikari.
Work on accepting your strengths and trying to build on them? Sure.
Accept my strengths?
That's right. Hey, I take back what I said. Everyone take a 30-minute breather.
At the director's orders, attention in the rehearsal room lifts. I grab my towel and bag before hurrying over to where Inouye-san is making himself scarce near the entrance.
So, what do you need to talk about, Inouye-san?
Oh, right. The response to your TV appearance the other day was amazing. We keep getting tons of calls with more work for you. And that's why we'd really like to set up an actual schedule and put a huge media blitz behind your comeback.
It's happening.
No,
Rise is going to be super busy.
I'm not even close to my peak performance yet.
Huh? But they're all really good deals, you know?
Nope. Don't you remember how we talked this over with the agency? I want to put my schoolwork first right now. Oh, can you bring the car to the front?
Oh, my controller turned off again. My persona grew a lot during Golden Week. But that's because I had help from that Elizabeth lady. Once again, I couldn't express my true self on my own. I need more confidence and a firm footing so I won't feel lost no matter what I can come up against.
Huh? Rise-chan, where are we?
I have voice training after this. Come on, you're my manager. Get your act together.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Can you give me a ride? I want to hear about what kind of work came in.
Of course. I'll bring the car around, so wait at the entrance.
Hers is really short. After seeing off Inouye-san, I jog towards the parking lot and open up my cell phone. The main wallpaper is a picture of everyone we took at the food court. To make my ideal self a reality, I'll surely have to keep bracing up to my weakness. But I'll have help. As long as everyone believes in me, I can overcome those weaknesses as many times as it takes. From the entrance of the studio, I look up to the blue sky. That's a little closer to summer now, and wait for Inouye-san's car to take me to the next rehearsal. I don't know, between this epilogue and the golden epilogue, yeah, I don't know, this could be the end of the Persona 4 series. Of course, I wouldn't be upset at that, to be honest. Especially with Persona 5 on the horizon and whatnot. Okay, so that's the Persona 4 story. I know there's more to come. I know this isn't the actual end. There's the Persona 3 side and episode of Adachi. So yeah, that was it was a really good conclusion, because I really feel like it's the conclusion to the Persona 4 story, because when you combine that with the golden epilogue, as I was just saying, it really feels like all the other characters have decided what they want to do in the future. They've grown up, they've matured. But with this series, you can never say never for sure. No one thought we'd see the Persona 3 cast again after the end of The Answer, and yet we did. So, it's one of those things where all we have to do is wait and see. Persona 4 is by far one of Atlus's biggest cash cows, so I'd be more surprised if they ended the story in a fighting game than a proper RPG, but at the same time, all they can do now is do other side stories. Like, there's not going to be too much more character development, and surprisingly enough, Rise probably was developed the most in this game. Even though the first half of her appearances were all, oh, poor me, I can't fight. as that last cutscene was indicating, she's gotten over that. She's moved on. And Adachi, oh my god, Adachi was great in this game. I love the role he played. I love how they wrote his character. I want to know what happened to him at the end, because it's where that he just vanished and Elizabeth just showed up. Like, that's just weird to me. But I'm not a good fighting game player. I made that clear at this point. I put it at the beginning of every single video, and if that annoys you a little bit, I'm sorry, but I do not want to deal with the, oh my god, dude, how you're not executing combos, you're butt mashing, blah 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 blah. I've done my best to learn as much about this fighting game as I can. I'm not looking to play it online. I'm not looking to play it professionally by any means. But it was enjoyable. It was a fighting game that was easy for me to pick up and play. And I learned about as much as I could from it. But I would like to get more development from the Persona 3 cast, which is why I assume episode P3 is going to be about. Assuming that actually is the thing. I really assume it is, but you can never say for sure. That last final boss was really cool too. I was really like surprised by it for sure, in the best way. These credits are so long. Yeah, there's not much more to say because I'm not done with the game yet. There's still 2 story modes left to do before we can say, oh yeah, that's it, no more Persona to talk about. But I really did enjoy the Persona 4 side of the story. It was really well done. Yep. Alright, I think that's it. Yep.
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
Of course. Alice and Arc System Works, those crazy bastards. Episode P3 is not available in story mode. Episode Adachi is not available. I'm only 94% complete. I didn't miss anything. The prologue. See how long this one is. Yep. Oh my god. Jesus. And then episode Adachi. Disturbing the Peace. Well, I will say that I'll be doing episode Adachi last. I'm going to fill in the blanks of the main story with episode P3 next. And that will start when it starts. It'll probably be right after this, because I'm really hooked on this game right now. I'm looking forward to playing this Persona 3 cast as well, so. Alright, so that is it for Persona 4 Arena Ultimax episode P4. Next time we start episode P3.